Hello, this is Lisa, and I wanted to do a video in response to a video that I watched from the Advised TV show, which is one of my favorite channels on YouTube. I definitely like his channel. I have a link to the video that I'm talking about in the description box, so make sure that you check out the video. He always has very great discussions. He talks about the latest things in the news and things of that nature. But with that being said, I watched this video and I only got through maybe like the first 10 or 15 minutes of the video because it just became like I can't with this video. He basically was talking about why millennials or people that are that became young adults during the early 2000s are not getting married right now. And I didn't even get to that part really of the video because the first part of the video, one of the co-hosts was speaking on how a woman should be just totally submissive to her husband and do everything to be at home and things of that nature. And you know, and I can respect that. You definitely should submit to your mate. And as a woman, if you're best at home with the kids and doing what you have to do and cleaning, cooking, making sure when he comes home from a hard day's work that he has a meal and that his clothes are clean and the kids are clean and they're, you know, that's fine. That doesn't make you a submissive person. That makes you a great wife and mother. That doesn't make you submissive. Submissive is a passive personality. And if you're a submissive person, that doesn't make you a great mother or a great wife just because you have a submissive personality. So that's the thing that I think people get misconstrued. To be submissive is just a personality that you have. To be dominant is a personality. And just because you're dominant doesn't mean that you're going to be a great provider for your family as a man. Just because you're a dominant man doesn't mean that you're going to work hard and do what you have to do for your family and be the father that your family needs. And be that male role model for your kids just because you're dominant. So that's the thing that was irking me about the conversation they were having, because it was just like submissive, you take care of your kids, da, da, da. Being submissive doesn't mean that you're going to be a great wife or mother. It just means that you're passive and that you don't stand up for yourself in a lot of situations. That's what the word passive means. You submit to authority. And some people, just because you're submissive, that doesn't mean it's anything negative. You find satisfaction in serving others and submitting to their authority and having a lot of peace in that respect. That doesn't mean you're going to be a great wife or mother. Now, the topic that they were saying about why people are not getting married, and I think one reason why there's not a lot of great marriages and there's a lot of divorce is because of people trying to fit other people into these roles that they cannot fulfill. So when you're expecting this and pressuring someone to give you something that they're not able to give, there's going to be disappointment. And this to me is where a lot of marriages fail. So when you met this man, he was not dominant or aggressive, but he had a good job. And so you overlooked that. But that's what you want. You want someone dominant. But you seen this person wasn't that. Then when you get married, you're like, well, you're my husband. You're supposed to be dominant. And they're just not that. And then the other way around. You meet this woman. She's beautiful. But she's not the type that can cook and can clean. And is patient with her children and things like that. But you married her anyway. And then when you're married, you're like, okay, you're supposed to fit this role. But that person wasn't that before you married them. So, in my opinion, men and women, if you're in a marriage or relationship, You're supposed to submit to each other at one point or another. So, if, for example, if the woman asks, okay, can you massage my feet? Just because you're a dominant man doesn't mean you can't do that for your wife. Or that means that you have a submissive personality because you submitted at that one time to do that for her. That's not what that means to me. Or the other way around. If a man asks a woman to iron his clothes. Okay, so since you iron my clothes, that makes you submissive. And because if you're a dominant woman, you can't iron your man's pants? No. To me, it's just ridiculous. You can be dominant and still submit to your spouse. You can be submissive and still be a leader and a provider for your family. I don't know. And why would you want to break? The only way you could get a person to be submissive that's naturally dominant is to try to break them down. And I mean, are you doing this for your own happiness? Because I guarantee you that your home is not going to be happy at all if this person cannot even be themselves around the one person that they should be able to be themselves around. They have to break themselves down and try to be submissive when that's not who they are. To me, you have to find somebody that loves and respects you for who you are. And I definitely think the word find should be emphasized here. You should go out, make friends, see what type of people that have the same common interests and beliefs that you do, that complement you. You shouldn't be trying to marry somebody. You can't marry somebody and then think that you can change them. Now, you could meet a dominant man that can cook his butt off. He loves to cook. He loves to keep a tidy home. Does that make him submissive because he likes to do those things or he does those things? Or you can meet a woman that's submissive and she can't cook a lick and she has no patience with her kids or anything like that, but she's submissive and passive, but that doesn't make her a great homemaker. So if you're looking for a homemaker, then that's what you're looking for. That has nothing to do with that person's personality. Now, if you want somebody that's passive and submissive, that's two different things to me. The same for dominant. You want somebody that is a provider, that doesn't make them dominant. They could be dominant and be lazy, basically. So it's the difference between trying to find somebody that's going to be dominant in your household and lead and make the rules and things like that. There's a difference than finding somebody that's going to be a provider for your home. And then trying to find someone that's going to be a homemaker for your home is totally different than finding someone that's going to be submissive. You can find the two things in one, but they're, again, two different things. Just because you find a woman that's dominant doesn't mean she can't cook, she can't clean, or be patient with the children. Just because you find a man that's submissive doesn't mean he can't provide for the family and be that leader. And to me, a leader is somebody that sets the tone and that builds everyone else up and keeps everyone else going. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think that the word submissive is misused when it comes to marriage. So to me, submissive is a type of personality. And if you're just a nagging woman, that has nothing to do with you being dominant. You can be submissive and still be a nag. You can be dominant and be a peaceful person. So what do you guys think? This is my opinion. Again, when you're looking for someone, their personality, if you don't like a person that's dominant, don't find someone that's dominant. But that, just because you found someone submissive, doesn't mean that they're going to be that person that you need in your life that's going to provide your needs. They're just going to be passive and do what you say.